I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the water damage to your chimney and the process of freeze and thaw and how it deteriorates your chimney and causes problems in the house. Masonry chimneys are built of brick, rock, and concrete. Many people think bricks and concrete will last forever and tend to think that water can't penetrate the masonry chimney. This is not true. Water can and will leak into your chimney system in either one of four areas. Water will enter your chimney either through your crown, your flue liner, the flashing, or through the saturation, or any combination of these problems. When it rains or snows, water is entering your chimney system at a pretty reasonably fast rate. The moisture can penetrate the top of your system through the crown. The crown is the horizontal area at the very top of your chimney. After your chimney has been constructed, a crown is built on top of it. The crown is designed to help shed the water towards the outside of the chimney system. The crown is usually made of concrete. This is still an old practice that is still being used today. Eventually, you will start to notice signs of deterioration at the mortar joints between the bricks on the outside of your chimney. Water also will saturate between the brick joints into the chimney, and these joints will eventually come out. When this concrete crown gets wet, it will eventually reach a saturation point, and then water is penetrating the chimney system through this area. This water will run down the chimney on the inside of the chimney system, deteriorating other parts of your system as well. There is also another process that will destroy your chimney crown. This process is called freeze and thaw. This is when your chimney expands and contracts because of the water or use of your chimney. When your crown gets wet in the wintertime and a freeze comes along and it warms up, it slowly starts breaking your crown. That's the freeze and thaw process. It starts breaking the mortar joints up. Eventually you start to see cracks in it. This is a good sign that the freeze and thaw process is present. Even if this is a new system with no cracks, water will penetrate your crown. The whole point of a crown is to shed water so that it will run down the outside of your chimney and not on the inside. If your crown doesn't have the proper material on it, water is penetrating your chimney. It will not be long before you start noticing loose brick at the top, bad joints, or other water problems in your home. Your crown is very important in protecting the chimney and your home. We don't recommend putting concrete back on top of your crown because of a couple of reasons. One of them, water will still saturate through the concrete. It's not going to keep the water from entering your chimney system. Plus, it can float up off the existing crown when water gets between the two layers. We also don't recommend you use tar on your chimney for a couple of reasons. In the wintertime, when your chimney gets cold again, the tar is going to get brittle and crack, opening up those holes again in your chimney. And it could possibly catch on fire if conditions are right, and you'll have this tar dripping on your roof or in your yard. I also recommend that you never use anything combustible on top of your chimney. This is what a typical brick looks like that are being used to build your chimney. Note the holes in it. These holes add strength to your system, but as you can see, water only has to saturate the distance from the outside of the brick to the first hole before it starts its journey to the bottom of your chimney. When your chimney gets wet and reaches its saturation point, then water is penetrating your system in this manner. Your joints will start to deteriorate as shown in this photo. As water enters your chimney, it will take the path of least resistance and come out somewhere inside your chimney system or your home. As water continues down the chimney, it creates a lot of problems. You do not want to seal your chimney with anything that has a silicone base to it, and you also don't want to paint your chimney. It may keep the water out, but the moisture that builds up in your chimney system cannot escape and is trapped inside of your chimney. The smoke you see going up your chimney is a combination of steam and tar droplets. When this moisture or any moisture gets inside of your chimney can't breathe because you have trapped the moisture inside. The freeze and thaw process will destroy your chimney system quickly. Your chimney needs to breathe and be able to allow the moisture to escape. Our product is 100% permeable. This means that it's like a trap valve. It will not let the moisture in your chimney, but it will let it escape. The flue liner is a 1 or 2 foot section of flue tile stacked inside of your chimney. It can vary in size from 6 by 6 to 20 by 20 inches. There may be as many as 4 or 15 sections of flue tile built inside of your chimney system. When it rains, water will enter this hole at the top of the chimney and run down the inside of the flue liner until it gets to the end of one of these sections of flue tiles. The water will then take the path of least resistance. Most of the time it'll cross through these sections and get into the chimney system between the flue liner and the actual chimney walls and continue down the chimney. It may find a weak spot in your chimney, or when your chimney reaches a saturation point, water may find its way into your house. You will not notice this until the water works its way through the walls or sheetrock and exposes itself into the living area. In the meantime, mold can develop inside the walls, causing health problems. Sometimes water will find a joist or rafter and ride this joist and start dripping within another area of the living room. As the water continues down the chimney, it eventually falls behind the firebox and over time start to create a small hairline cracks in the back of the firebox wall inside of your firebox. This is the area you would lay your wood in to burn. Eventually you will start to notice joints that are loose or missing inside of your firebox. Eventually this will lead to having you rebuild your firebox. Having to replace walls, ceiling, or painting them can be pretty expensive, as well as having to remove any mold. A chimney cap will prevent water from entering through the flue liner. It will also keep birds and animals out, plus keep the embers inside your chimney and not on your roof and in your yard. The flashing is the area where the chimney passes through the roof. Between the roof and the chimney there is supposed to be a small space to allow for expansion and contraction of both the roof and the chimney. To keep water from coming into your house, this area is filled with metal strips to shed the water away from this area. If these areas are missing, rusted out, or not installed properly, then water will run down into the house between the chimney and the wall, causing problems inside the house. You will not notice this problem until water works its way through the walls and exposes itself into the living area. Some people will use tar to try and fix this problem, but tar is just a temporary cure. In the wintertime, when your chimney gets cold and everything starts to shrink, the tar becomes brittle and will crack. This allows water to enter the house again through the opening that you thought you had covered the night before. In the summer, tar will become soft and will sag, opening up areas you just sealed. We don't recommend tar because of this, plus it could catch on fire. I hope you found this video very informative, and give us a call if you need us. We do it all.